Now this is about the how object-oriented object works. So there are several covering several topics, several elements like instance variable, reference variable, and how to create objects, methods, and so on. There are several methods. I think these are just some detailed information, the building blocks to help to construct this huge house. So what is the instance variable? Instance means I think it's just the object variable. And what is the reference variable? I think it's just defined in the class maybe. And access control, public, private, and protect, and so on. Using object means how the overload means that with one function's name, because of the different input type, input account input, the number of input, and so on. So we enable the same name function to to have different results, and the overriding means that when we have uh, initial function, and then when we try to um, try to rewrite the function, so we can just override the orange, and the contract means the initialize to help the object works better without the nothing happen, and without the breakdown initially. Also, there are some scope and local variables, objects and classes in Java. In software, the description of group of objects is known as a class. A group of objects is known as a class. A particular member of a class is known as an object. A class is only exists at compile time, and an object only exists at runtime. Class name is name, and it's the case setting, so that the same name as the file name. Same as file attributes are called instance variables, and operations are called methods. Typically provide template. Attributes means how to define it works, and there are two main types: instance variable and class variable. I don't know what is the reference variable. Method syntax that is just okay. I think this part I have talked a lot. Oh, I haven't taught, so continue continue about our lecture. So what is the method? Method means that some action of the object, and there are different syntax. The syntax modifier, result type, method, and so on. So go to and make an instance pass by what p equals to a new pass by what is now, and we in caller in a method is parameters where the caller passes arguments. Calling a method. To use the method, we call or evoke it. So this is the typical class test math that means different input, different operation, and different output. So this is the program flow. It's very easy because And the other text test math. Oh, the main is just in this class test, and this is stack. I think stack is very important to and obvious vividly to represent the workflow. The first thing that um, we can have some space for the main method, and then when we evoke the method, and we just call some space for the temp and for the parameters and the argument. Parameters means uh, a method uses parameters, color passes arguments. So the copy pass by value or pass by copy. Pass by value means x doesn't means that we pass the value, and so that uh, the will change, and what is passed by what? This is pass by copy, and what is pass by what? And now it's also about. Oh, they does because this is they because it is passed by red. But when we do this into x equals to 7, p dot go 7. What is x now? X doesn't change even if they does that. So what is x now? I still to be but B7. Why? Because what is why? Because this is just the workflow that this is the argument, but when we int out of the pass by what? This, but if the variable out of the class, so it's just like a reference variable. UML means Unified Model Language. It's an obvious representation about the class diagram notation. And there are three parts: class name, attributes, and methods. So here we go to create a cat. Now there are variables in instance variables, instance class name, attribute, method, and this mail is variables for instance variable rather than the object variables. Oh, that class database know that we can do something. They are only two real used for the main and test, and launch is the beginning point for one program. Compiling use our code and compile and run. Cat creation. Cam my cat equals to new cat. And the first thing that is we have some space, and new cat means that new we make new objects that is equals is means assign. So we assign this the cat object to the space, and so allocate space reference variable. Reference variable means refers to an object. What is the instance variable means? Oh, it's a higher abstract description and tells GVM to allocate space for a new cat. On the heap is an error of memory. More about this later. The GVM to allocate space for a new cat object on the heap. The heap error of memory. So what is reference variable? Reference variable uh, means that it refers to an object, and what is instance variable means that in just a class it is just some attribute and method name to assign refers to this. So these are just some practice using instance variable and method general rule. And to access a public instance variable, we call it dot. We use it dot evoke instance variable means that some attributes refer to some attributes, and invoke a public method M o an object O. We also reference it using the dot notation, and we must have some constructor. A constructor is a special method, same name as the class name, using for initialization. It doesn't have a return type, not even. It just begin, and it's just a symbol that is the same name, and to set some initial settings, configurations, and so an empty no argument constructor is provided for by Java. Empty no argument constructor, no return, no nothing, just public dot dot. This is a uh, traditional expression of this syntax, and we have been using the special constructor without even knowing it. Constructors may have parameters if you write your own. So may have parameters if you write your own. Also, we can have parameters. So if we just set when we deliver some parameters to this, so that if we do something, and also if this is also about the override, overload. Many constructor means that this is the overload multiple definitions and data encapsulation of this word encapsulation. Data encapsulation or information hiding refers to when the internal state and operations are hidden from others. Refer to the internal state and operations are hidden we can get from the interface. The more information class A know about B, the greater that change in A will adversely affect B, making internal notion should have little fact. So we should self-govern, and we should divide them, encapsulate with each other. So give private access unless there's a good reason not to. Any changes to the any changes to the object states should be only made only by that object's method. So we have access modifiers that are different levels: public, protected, default, and private. Public means the interface access. Protected means that package members and classes will extend it. I don't know. This is what is the whole. So it's a little messy, but I think with the clear narrate, I hope I can memorize them well. So yeah, default private and class only. Protect means that package member and extended subclass can. And so private is the self, and protected means that your family and yourself. Public means anyone, anybody. Default means default. I don't think what is default. If you could, you have a set of classes are in the same folder at the same place level. In the same folder package, a set of classes under the same folder. We don't want to make our instance variables and methods public. This defeats the purpose of information hiding and encapsulation. So we can state whether we want method and instance variables to be public or private by qualifying them with public or private. Each object has a public interface through which we can manipulate it. The only way that we can manipulate an object is via its interface. The object state and internal operation are kept behind the things. Object state and internal object state and internal operation are kept behind the scenes. Okay, we want behind and we want to manipulate. So what is the function of private? Accessing the cat means private means that we can only change its value in the by the method of this class only. So we can set and get only get or even want to get only this class. So we need if we want to attribute to wiki accessor, we now private by accessor and mutator. Accessor means that getter. Mutator means that setter. Accessor method should only be used in cases where you want to provide access to an attribute. If you don't need to provide it, don't. Sometimes an object needs to be able to refer to itself. The keyword this is used to do that in the set name. Name refers to this name. More on accessor and mutator method. This keyword this more on accessor and mutator method. Using accessor or getter, mutator or setter. Mutator means setter. It always be public. So object control who says and does what with it, and better chance remaining constant. By using it, the object can control who says and does what with it. So you should get into the habit of always qualifying your instance variables and methods. All getters and setters should have names that conform it follows. Variable type get variable name. Variable type means the low and the capital type. Get variable name. This is the confirm the following, and this is just something. Test classes means that we need to do something. Oh, this is just some the retrieve and very traditional and simple thing. Instance and local variables. Instance variable are just some thing to assign the attribute variable. This is declared inside a class, but not inside a method. Inside a class, but not inside the method. It is initialized to the default value and is valid throughout the entire class. Oh, I think I should deliver more information more than this slide. So what is instance? Instance means that it's only in the class and not in the method, and then we can set some configuration about initializing, and it is all valid. Local variable means that this is just I don't know what is the okay. It's not it isn't initialized to default value, so we must initialize it has scope only within the method, like public symbols, int loops to the initialize to false for their data type because the null or the zero. Instance means that okay, these are just something that A is an error. Oh, this doesn't mean that all of them are set to be 12, but A is set to 0 and 12 total. Total is a local variable so that it cannot be initialized by must be initialized. So complain the compiler will that don't may be initialized. So we must fix and method parameters and local variables. Local variables are only in the method. Only are declared within method, and method parameters are virtually the same as the local variables. They are valid only inside the method parameters. The argument means the delivered data. A flower class, this is just something that's very simple. So we declare a class and some instance variable, and then we set a constructor, and then to statter. Statter means mutator. Getter means getter. Getter means um, getter means one of the statter. One is a statter called mutator, and the getter also about the name as I think it's about encapsulation. Oh, there is no we can. Oh, I think accessor. Oh, accessor. I think so. So the getter means access, and then there is something that to be setter and double height. How this is a test that a memory traditional thing, and does everything work okay? What happens if we wrote another value where my upright is nowhere right? Okay, the set is one way write some set constructors of there is double height. There are some double height. Double means so we need to set some strings so that if else. Oh, there also this is just cost in the constructor we call the setter. Modifying our constructor move the data so that we just need did in the set, so this is more concise, correct size. Changing the specification again. What if you have to change to place spot? What if specification is easy way to introduce as, so we should reuse something that is just a setter as works, and the verification can be reused to in objects, instance, variables, and method. Oh, thank you very much. Too long time. Okay, bye.